Welcome to the Half Moon and to Big Falls. Or, as it was known in the time before the white man, keep 'em Big Falls. It's also a joke. So, in my infinite wisdom, I did write a script, but it's in my unreadable chicken scratch somewhere inside this bag I have with me. So, let's get back to you as I start reading off of that. The snowman over there, it's creeping me the fuck out. So, I'm just gonna hurry up and get this over with. My notes are illegible because I handwrote them. That's why I'm doing this. It's a learning process. It's so I can learn how to do this better. So tonight we're here to finally finish up. It's January or February. It's already the half moon, so let's get to it. Yeah, that snowman is, Jesus, it's like half in, half out of the light. It's just kind of fucking creepy. I hate it. I hate it. I found my notes. So I can read off a script. Also, there's barking back there, so I think the DNR may have reintroduced wolves in this area. If so, fuck the DNR. I hate those things. Good evening. Welcome to my final test video before I start making actual content. This is all just loopy scribbles. So far, what's worked well has been brief quips and interesting locations, and what hasn't worked well is me speaking at length. So, without further ado, let's get into some theory. We're not going to do jump cut, because I'm lazy, and there's an abandoned truck parked back there, and with the dog noises, I'm just kind of concerned. There are 3 different means of using non-illuminated sights at night. Illuminate everything, illuminate you, and illuminate your sights. The first can be accomplished with flares, the second with a flashlight, and the third with a lighter, or simply by doing something called flash firing. Now let's see the first. Jump cut. It's always so much less entertaining in practice than in theory. So, flares are for use when advancing or for the benefit of a group. When using flares, there are several basic rules. First, the flare should always be between you and what you're shooting at. This is because it will illuminate your target without silhouetting you. Anytime you are... Wow, my handwriting is awful. I can't read that. But basically, if you're shooting at something and you're using flares, probably you're going to be shooting at something within a tree line or laying down, if you're like hunting hogs at night, I guess. So you're not going to silhouette anything with a flare, except yourself while you're standing there. So it's better to illuminate yourself as well, because that way at least you're on an even playing ground. Second, shooting with flares is just shooting during the day. The lighting is less strong, the lighting is less direct, the lighting flickers, shadows are more pronounced, but it's basically the same. Ideally you would have parachute flares, but I don't think anyone has made illumination flares probably 50 fucking years. Like, we've had passive night vision since the 60s. Realistically, all of this is just completely obsolete. So is everything else I know. You are as visible to anything you're shooting at as they are to you when you're using flares. Keep that in mind. Third, night vision will always be better. No, using flares is not just as good. No, it will not confuse anyone's nods if you're some sort of tactical subhuman. No. Not unless their night vision goggles are from the 80s. Which they might be, I guess. And if you have any money at all, it would be better spent buying the shittiest passive night vision on the market than buying the best illumination flares you can possibly find, if anyone even makes those anymore. So I have a Target over there. I haven't done that because we're in a... Granted, it is a parking lot in the middle of nowhere, but it is a parking lot. So I'm just going to show you how to do this. If I can remember how to light a flare, it's... So, we'll say my target is... Actually, I do have paper plates, so I can just put those out there. We'll say my target is that snowbank. It's like 10 feet away. I think I've lost my other earplug. Shoot. Yep. Let's see if I packed any extras. Nope. Yep. Okay, never mind. We're not actually shooting. But I'll just kind of show you. The light that Weak Ass Road Flare is casting is enough that you can get some sort of a sight picture. And that's all you're really going for, is just seeing what you're doing. My God, this is awful. This is terrible. This whole thing. I look like I'm reading some sort of manifesto, not giving a tutorial in badly obsolete night fighting skills. Maybe I should just skip straight to inventing my own political ideology. I'd be more interesting that way. Right now this is a little bit sad and very boring. I can't imagine myself watching this. So hopefully it'll get better. Before I start, I would like to point out that it's been a while and that I've had the handguard rebedded in between the last... Now, the second method, illuminating you. This is always for things like hunting coyotes or hogs, and should never be used for anything practical. The wind's shifted. I just smell sulfur now. Yeah. I can't put that out. It's a magnesium flare. What I have here is one of these dumb things, and these come with... Oh, fuck, I forgot that. Yeah, well... Boy, I just feel a little bit silly right now. I forgot my dumb, sort of U-shaped flashlight. The things. They come, so basically they come with multiple different lenses. They have a white light lens, which is just clear. They have a blue lens, which is for things like signaling the end of a convoy, or for, I don't know, actually exactly what I was trying to demonstrate. They have an opaque lens, which is very kind of dark plastic. It's not dark, but it's white plastic that is not see-through, and that's just for signaling. And what I was going to point out is that you can make a little sort of divot in the snow or ground. You can just put the flashlight with that white light lens, not white light, pardon me, signaling lens on in front of you and down below. So it doesn't actually cast any light. It shouldn't make you more visible. It will a little bit, and you will have to maintain a static firing position. You can't actually move. You can't even, stand up or go further down. But you I forgot to put the safety on as well. You'll be fine. My car is 15 degrees off to the left, which I suppose would be... Fuck it. No. Yeah. So you can use that to illuminate your sights, just don't shoot it. You can also use the blue light, or the blue lens, and that'll give you a bit more light, but that'll illuminate you better. Again, this is just for hunting. If you're coming to me for practical advice for like your militia or anything else, that's not this video. This is, again, just spend whatever money it takes, buy night vision. Even active IR is better than that thing. It's just seriously, I saw a set just a week ago for $100. It's giant, it's shitty, it's from the 1990s, but you know what, god damn it, it's better than just a flashlight. But if you just have a flashlight, if you're like checking fences on the farm, there are coyotes out there, just put the flashlight down in front of you, aim over it, use the light to silhouette your sights. That's method 2. Method 3, I've also forgotten the lighter. I just realized that. Method 3 is just illuminating your sights. What you would basically do is, what I do have, wait. This entire thing is just... Oh, yeah. I do have tobacco and more matches, so I can use that. We can pretend that I'm cool, I guess. Is smoking still cool? Check my teeth this time, because last time I didn't notice that for a while, but I don't know if smoking is still cool. I think it is. I don't know. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Well. So the contrast on this camera is amazingly low. But if it's dark, you can actually use this. Just put it either in front of your ancient broke-ass unilluminated optic, or put it between your iron sights. Like just here, you'd get enough light to where you could just about make out that front post and that rear notch. Oh. Flash firing. Yeah, know you're a pro. And this is a 100-year-old cartridge out of like a 12-inch barrel. So, yeah, that's definitely a wolf. Yeah. For the record, I hate safety equipment and safety in general. You know, I want to die. I wake up every morning and I say to myself, hey, maybe this is the day. And then I go to, no, actually I work night shift, so I wake up every evening and I say, hey, maybe this is the night. And I go to bed every morning and I say, hey, you know, it's always tomorrow. But Ear Pro is something you should always have. It's pretty good, you know. Still having most of your hearing. Something I can't argue with. So, what I use actually is just balls of wax. So, I have one here. It's ear-shaped, ear canal-shaped piece of wax. It's kind of yellow because it's been in my ear. There's a bit of red in there too. That's a little bit worrying. And the hair. But yeah, no, I just use balls of wax. Contours perfectly to your ear. So, doesn't give you discomfort like other Ear Pro. And, unlike over-the-ear, like the giant Autismo earmuffs, yeah, it's not as good as those objectively, but it looks better, and it blocks out muzzle blast and concussion without impairing your actual hearing. So what that basically means is this still filming? Thank God. I don't know why I said thank God. None of this is worth anything, but you can still hear while you have balls of wax in your ear. You're just not going to go deaf from firing your gun. It's actually what soldiers did in World War I, World War II, earlier. A lot of people ask about that, you know. Did soldiers just not wear Ear Pro? No, they didn't. but they did what they could. With black powder, it wasn't really that big of a deal. Unless you're an artilleryman. Artillery ear has always been a thing, but muskets, the report is actually significantly more gentle. Black powder burns, it doesn't detonate, so soldiers didn't really need ear pro up until cordite began to be used in, the Victorian era, a little bit later. I suppose the Edwardian era, actually, it would be, because, French invented smokeless in 1885. So from then on, soldiers did things like stuffing paper wadding or balls of wax or spent cartridge cases into their ears, just to do what they could to not go completely deaf. And a full-length rifle will also help. But I don't buy the lies of the big, like the big ear pro companies, you know. I'm a very I tried to play that up for comedic effect, but then it really happened. I distrust people trying to sell me so much that I actually distrusted anyone who tried to help me with my stutter. I also distrust anyone trying to keep me from going deaf, so I just use beeswax. You know, it's like 25 cents for a block yay big. Last year, a couple of years. This sucks. Like, this is objectively awful. I think it's 21:06, so I am still legally allowed to be here. I'm serious, there's wolves there, man. It's cool. And the stars are absolutely beautiful. I mean, you gotta fucking look at this. You can see every major constellation. You probably can't, though, because the camera sucks. But, you know, I can, and I like it. So, we'll come back here in the daytime and get some range time so you can see how bad I suck after a year of not having time to go shooting. For now, I'm gonna enjoy my cigar, possibly be killed by wildlife, actually pay my park fee. A lot of people don't do that, but, you know, I do, because, I have just $1 bills in my wallet, so I'm not going to do that. But I'll pay 2 park fees tomorrow. Yeah. Jesus God, this is terrible. Not the cigar. The cigar's great. I mean the video. The video is not good. Seriously. And what is this? This is, what? Oh. That's why it's good. It's because this is one of my, contraband Cuban cigarette. Yeah, well. Legal for me to have this now, so, you know, I don't need to worry about putting that online.